Morning everybody. This is completely out of sync because we are about to leave, but I'm not sure I really got anything from yesterday, so I thought I'd do a little bit of an intro for yesterday. We had grand plans for this weekend and it just hasn't worked out. I guess that's what happens when two lazy devils go away for a weekend. We had a fantastic day yesterday, but we didn't really do anything on Thursday on arrival. I did try and video a walk that we did along the coast from Chemist Bay across some cliffs, but I don't think it's really come out to anything, so I'm not really going to do much with that. I'm just going to ignore that. And then yesterday we climbed Snowdon and we went up the Watkins Path. Never done the Watkins Path before. It was the last on the list of the kind of 6 main routes. We were going to do Crib Goch, but got a little bit scared by some of the videos, some of the news stories I've seen about people coming to harm or worse on Crib Goch. And the weather yesterday, well actually, as you'll see on the video, the weather was pretty damn good for us. But if I was to turn my camera around, the gate to the caravan is just over there and it's lying on the ground. And speaking to Emma, who owns the caravan, she was saying about half an hour after we left yesterday, there was a violent storm, hail, thunder, lightning, and really strong winds, and it's ripped the gate off of the hinges. The hinges are sort of ripped out the ground, the gate post, and the gate is lying on the ground at the moment over there, and we didn't see any of it. As you'll see from the video, we went to Snowdon, had the most amazing weather. Yes, the wind was a bit rough, but apart from that, we did really well. So we got a cracking video from Snowdon yesterday, going up Watkins. And then we were planning to do Tryfan today, but we're both feeling a little bit worse for wear. Watkins is not to be underestimated. It's a level up from, I don't know, even Miners and Pig, let alone Lamberis Path. So we're not going to do Tryfan. We're going to do a couple of little walks and go for some coffee and cake today and just have a lazy day before we drive home. So this is the intro. I missed the start of the walk, annoyingly, because we were convinced that we were going to go about half an hour and it was going to pour down, so I didn't even bother starting the video. So I do miss the start. So bear with it. So ignoring the huge continuity error just at the start here, this is the car park, and I just thought I'd show you this because it's a slight challenge. It's £3 for 4 hours or £6 for 24 hours. I'm assuming most people pay the £6. But on the day we were there, the card reader wasn't working. It was coins only. So make sure that you've got £6 with you before you park. And then this, again, continuity errors. I did get a little bit of video at the start as we suddenly realised that we were on one of the most beautiful walks we'd ever been on. We hadn't seen anything like this up Snowdon before. So this is at the start. Obviously I didn't do any voiceover because again I wasn't prepared for it because we were banking on it starting to rain any moment. So a couple of bits of housekeeping for the video. Firstly, I clearly didn't film this as somebody who was interested necessarily in the walk. I filmed it as somebody who's interested in Snowdon. So you'll notice a lot of the visuals are more about how beautiful it is and the quietness and the peace and the tranquility and the views and the being away from people and the wind, as you'll find out. And that's the second thing, really. Because we were convinced we weren't going to get very far, I didn't set up my microphone, so you're going to have to forgive me because you can hear me at the start, but the later we get into the walk, the harder it's going to be to hear the vocals. As you can tell, we're starting the video a bit late, or me talking a bit late anyway. Oh, there's a house there. We've already done about a mile. The car park is down there, I think near that white cottage, somewhere down there. We didn't know if we were going to start or not. It was horrible about 5 minutes before we got the green light to go. But the Met Office said it was going to stop raining at 11:30 and it stopped raining at 11:33. So we thought we'd give it a go. We met quite a few people at the bottom who were turning around and bugging out and going home, as they say. But we thought, what the hell, we'll go as far as we can, and we have blue sky. Now we'll try and video a few things on the way down because it is spectacular. But I thought I'd start here because what on earth is this? So there's the path that we've walked on so far, but this looks to me to be some kind of rail track maybe for miners. I don't know if you can see up there, it's cut out into the rock and it comes down there and goes across. And we got more waterfalls than you know what to do with. We've been a mile, and I would say Watkins is now my favourite path. I might regret saying that in a minute, but this is absolutely unbelievable. Yeah. So this is clearly one of those moments where I just had to get some video of this waterfall, but we were on the way down, so it's obviously a lot darker. I think by now it's about 4 o'clock. Doing this in the summer must be a joy. You'll hear me calling out to my son possibly in a moment. So I did this climb with son number 1, who is significantly younger than me, significantly fitter than me, and he put me to shame all the way up. But it was a joy to climb with him. And what we really couldn't get our heads around, I don't know why, was just how clear and the colour of the water. There was a real kind of aquamarine blue, if that's the right description, to the water. It was something else. It was almost ethereal. I don't know what I expected. I guess I thought it would be quite muddy. It's a fast flowing river. But everything, it was so crystal clear all the way. So if you can ignore the kind of glaring continuity errors, as I said at the start, I tried to record some of the places that I missed when I was on the way back down. But this gives you an idea. I mean, we were completely overawed by this. We've seen waterfalls before, but we had no idea that there was anything like this on the way up Snowdon. So I did actually stop and take some video. It also gives you an idea of what the path is like. I mean, as I said, this is a fairly steady incline, and this early on you're not aware of just how tired or kind of exhausted you're getting already. But it's a steady incline, and it's a decent enough path. It's as good a path as you're going to see anywhere. But there are still bits where you're having to avoid loose rocks. There's one for Mr. Marsh. He could live there. That water is so clear. I think I might be repeating myself from something I say later on in the video, but one of the reasons it felt, or we did take a long time to do this climb, is because we were just constantly stopping. Normally when we do climbs up Snowdon, certainly with my son, the aim is to try and outdo our last time. We're always trying to get up there as quickly as we can, and we like to look at our stats at the end and go, yes, we did it quickly, aren't we great? But this time that all went by the wayside because we were so, I don't know, taken with all of this beauty. We'd never seen anything like it, and again, we didn't expect it up Snowdon. We'd never seen anything like this up Snowdon. This update, we're 2 miles in. There's the top. Doesn't look very appealing, and there is is our railway line, I believe. Going all the way to the top, and then it will cut back down. I would say this is quite easy, it just kind of grates away at you. I am out of breath, but it doesn't look that hard, and the path is all right. I think we are about halfway. So what fascinated me about these cottages, I assume it's a terrace of miners' cottages, and what got me was just how remote they felt, even today. And yeah, we'd been walking a while, but it wasn't that far in terms of distance, but even today it felt remote. How remote must it have been when they were a going practice, when they were lived in workers' houses? How remote and how tough a life must they have had? We're at about 2.5 miles, so we've done half a mile since my last clip, and it's taken us about 7 hours. Well, that's how it feels like to me. And we're going up there. Watkins is definitely my favourite path. It's pigging hard. I am pouring with sweat. In fact, I look like that. But it is spectacular. It's taken us so long because we keep stopping and taking videos like this and photos. What it's going to be like up there, I do not know. There have been reports of lightning.
Yeah, not as nice. Not as nice as it is down here. That's
No. We'll see how we do. Time for a Lucozade. Wind is really beginning to get up, and look how close we are. So close you can almost touch it, and I reckon that's about 2 hours. We'll see. We've been going, I think, 2 and a bit, and we've done about just under 3 miles, so about 1.5 miles an hour, and I think we've got about a mile to go. So we've got a couple of goats there, minding their own business. I'll come closer to the microphone because the wind's getting up. That is looking down towards Barmouth. And there's the Irish Sea. And it gets steadily worse. And we will be going up there and along there and then up into Mordor. Wish us luck. We're at that point where it doesn't really feel like you're making any progress. I think we're still at around about 3 miles. The view looks pretty much the same as it did before, and the sun is still out on the coast looking spectacular. I'm sure we are doing all right, but it's just at that point where you feel like you're not achieving anything. It's funny, I think we'll see this view quite a lot. It wasn't really indulgence, it was more that I was still convinced that the weather was going to close in any moment and it would be the last time, and it was just too stunning a view not to take in. And I just found myself taking a picture of it over and over, and I thought afterwards, this is going to look the same repeatedly, but I just couldn't stop looking at it because it was so amazing, and I was, as I say, convinced that we were going to lose that view any moment. And you're starting to get a sense of the real challenge of Watkins. As you saw earlier, it starts off, I mean, it's a relatively shallow gradient, and the path is well defined, it's well maintained, you can walk on it. This is not walking now. I wouldn't necessarily say it's climbing. I'm not using my hands. But you can see the state of... I mean, it's still a very defined path. Don't get me wrong. You know where you are going at this point. And I can't say that all the way through the video. But this is not walking comfortably anymore. Right, you might be able to hear me now. You just had the view from the Watkins. Little did we know, when you get over here, that's got to be the Pig and Miners. There's the lake. And there's no wind over here. So that's got to be the Pig and the Miners going up that way.
Yeah, you've got Miners that comes up there, goes around the lake, doesn't it? And then comes up there, and the Pig is the one slightly above it.
And we've just seen two chaps who said it's awful at the top. Going up to the top is a bit more sheltered, so that's something to look forward to. Really ferocious, so we keep getting sort of blown sideways, but I wouldn't say it feels dangerous. Exciting, exhilarating. I'm scared how close we are, and yet it looks like we've got a fair chunk of climbing to go yet. Right, status update. Down there, happiness lies. Sunshine, tranquility, warmth in a car, dryness. We've been making our way over. This clearly is a path. According to me, we're going up there. There's a faintest outline, scree path, and then you're at the top. I'm not happy, but we haven't got a choice. It's like a bouncing goat, look at it. I'm coughing my guts up, and he just keeps going. So we've come across there, somewhere. Path goes down there, and we are now heading up, up, and then up some more, if of course we don't get blown off. You could be inclined to think that there is no path. He seems to think there is. I'm sure it will become apparent. But this is hard work now. Luckily the wind has died down somehow, I don't know how. Talking is beyond me at the moment. Right, you just missed this bit. I had to use my hands on that bit, so I couldn't video. Forgive the repeating, there's the path down there. We have no idea where the path goes now. We are making it up as we go along. We know we've got to get up there. were just saying again, it's that moment where you start to get a bit deflated because we're so close, but we can't see the top, we can't see the end. It doesn't feel like we're getting anywhere because it's so hard. I know in 10 minutes we're going to be chuffed to bits, but right now it's really hard. So this is the summit. There really wasn't any sign of life. There were 2 or 3 other groups of people, couples up there, but really for Snowdon this was as dead as it ever gets these days. Watching back, I was fascinated. I didn't think we had a view at all. I thought we were in the clouds and I thought we had zero visibility. And yet looking at this video, it looks like the clouds really opened up for us. Not on a day like today though. There is snow and rubbish. Absolute git. One of the reasons I've kind of gone off Snowdon is it's so busy. You see photos of queues of people to get to the trig point. Something tells me we're not going to have that problem today. It's funny, it was only about the 5th or 6th time that I did Snowdon that I realised just how amazing the views are at the top, because every single time I do Snowdon I get this kind of weather. Now that's probably my fault because, as I've said, I don't really like crowds. I want this place to myself, so I tend to do it when other people are less likely to, which obviously means that you're not going to get the best weather. So that's on me, that's my fault. But once again today we were up in the clouds, and again it's only as I watch this back, I didn't realise at the time that actually the views did open up a little bit for us. The wind at this point I believe was somewhere around 50 or 60 miles an hour. The temperature was about 2 degrees, and we understand with wind chill it was nearer -10. So it was absolutely freezing and your brain just wasn't working at this point. We were just glad to be there. Then of course there was the way down. I just thought I'd add in a little bit. The sun was setting, we were up against it in terms of time, and the first bit really wasn't that quick. Once you got down onto the main path again you could make good progress and good time. But at the start, as we said on the way up, the path isn't defined, the path is very difficult, and it took us quite a while to get down to the main sort of visible path. However, we did finish it, 3 hours and 50 minutes, and we were incredibly proud. And as if by magic, we're about to leave. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I say, it's a little bit out of sync because I missed the start, so I tried to record a little bit of the start at the end, but obviously there's a huge continuity error. I was trying to get film. I always started out thinking, what would people want to do if they were watching my videos? And I've tried to make them informative, and there's a thin line between informative and boring, as I've learnt. But I tried to get video of the car park and the parking meter, just so that you can see if you were parking at the bottom of Watkins, how you can pay and that kind of thing. And we couldn't see anything at all. It was pitch black when we got down, how quickly the light is lost. So I hope it worked out. I hope the video is useful. If nothing else, if you've never done Watkins before, I hope that it gives you an idea. It is easily, I think I say about 1,000 times on the video, it's become my favourite. It's something else. It's spectacular. The waterfalls, the scenery. There isn't a path up Snowdon. I think there are 6, and I've done all 6 now. Nothing touches it. It's out of this world. It really is. It's so beautiful. We took ages going up because we were just transfixed by things constantly. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at the view. So we took ages to get up. I think we actually, Strava says that we did it in 3 hours 50 moving time, 3 hours 50. So I'm quite chuffed with that because I wasn't feeling the best. So 3 hours 50, it was about 2 hours and 5 up and about 1 hour and 45 down, something like that. Maybe I haven't done my maths, it's early. Anyway, We are about to head home, so thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be back with another one soon.